Back to our News Chopper 4, giving us a live look of from up above, of really a view we haven't been able to see just because of the sheer level of wind, and yet the winds have not really died down all that much. Let's go back up to Julia Deng, because Julia, you mentioned earlier you were even struggling to control the camera there from your position up in the air.
I am, Jonathan. I'm gripping the joystick on the camera controls back here in my right hand. I have never flown in conditions quite like this. The turbulence is unreal, and I've heard from firefighters, veteran firefighters, who say they have never seen anything like this on the ground. LA gets wildfires every year. That's not new for us, but this is absolutely historic. I mean, all night we were watching our colleagues on the ground covering this down below, and those tight shots where you're zoomed in, you're looking at the flames, you're looking at the smoke, it's almost like you get lost in the devastation. You can't see the full scope of it, but now that we can fly in News Chopper 4, I'm going to zoom out and show you from up above this big picture view of the devastation. Close to 11,000 acres now burning in the Palisades Fire. This is Saddle Peak Road that I'm zooming out of. There are homes being threatened as we speak. As you were tossing to me, Jonathan, you saw how that smoke that looks light now was starting to darken. And you can't quite tell from this far out how quickly the smoke is moving. But let me tell you this, I'm looking at my pilot's airspeed dial up front. We are barely moving. We're hovering over the Santa Monica Mountains right now, but that dial is reading more than 80 knots. That's how gusty the winds are. That's how powerful these Santa Ana winds are, and that's what's driving the spread of not only this fire, but the one out in Altadena, the one in Sylmar that we could see from Whiteman Airport, where News Chopper 4 is based. And let me show you something else. If I zoom all the way in, you can see how quickly this smoke is being blown from, again, Saddle Peak Road. If I were to track this and turn on that little speedometer that we have on the helicopter camera, you could see this plume of smoke actually moving faster than some cars we've tracked in pursuits. This is historic. This is extreme. For anybody out there in areas under evacuation orders or even warnings, if you have not made moves to leave just yet, you need to do that. Pack a go bag, turn on your alerts, and make sure you are heeding these warnings. We have never seen anything quite like this.
And this is a fire we know.
Just cars. I just kept thinking back to yesterday.
Yeah.
Those cars that were trapped as people were trying to evacuate, and that's what is just so heartbreaking.
Thanks for watching. Stay updated about breaking news and top stories on the NBC News app, or follow us on social media.